The Eagles travel to Kansas City for a Super Bowl rematch. Let's talk about it. I'm Rob Stats Guerrero from the Pro Football Insiders. Who doesn't love a good Super Bowl rematch? Right in week 2. Why not? Let's get it out of the way. Philly is going to Kansas City, and I got to tell you, I'm a little worried for the Chiefs in this one. I know Kansas City is a tough place to play, but where is the offensive firepower coming from with this Kansas City Chiefs team? They're already down one wide receiver in Rashee. Now they're down another wide receiver in Xavier, who got hurt crashing into Travis Kelce in week 1. Where is the firepower? You've got Hollywood Brown, okay, and you've got Travis Kelce, 35-year-old Travis Kelce, who, let's be honest, I know he scored last week, but he wasn't exactly lighting the world on fire. There are some serious questions as to how productive he can be, especially coming off the disappointing year he had last year. So I got to wonder, is this just Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes putting on their Superman cape and sort of willing them to victory? I feel like that's what they're going to have to do in this one. They got no help from the ground game in week 1. Mahomes was actually the leading rusher against the Chargers in Brazil. So I got to wonder, what is the deal for Kansas City offensively? And can they score enough points against Vic Fangio's defense to win this game? I think it's a completely fair question to ask, especially when, if you look at the flip side of things, Jalen Hurts has cooked Steve Spagnuolo. In his last 2 meetings, which, by the way, both are Super Bowls, Jalen Hurts has thrown for around 265 yards a game. He has 7 total touchdowns against Spagnuolo and only 2 turnovers. That is fantastic production from Jalen Hurts against, I think, the best defensive coordinator in the NFL right now. He's cooked Spags. And so when I look at this game, why would I think it's going to be any different, right? I mean, everybody's there for Philadelphia. A.J. Brown is there. DeVonta Smith is there. Saquon Barkley is there, although to be fair, they bottled Saquon up in the Super Bowl. He ran for less than 2.5 yards per carry in that game, but Philly's got all the weapons. So if I've got to bank on anything in this matchup, I'm going to bank on Jalen Hurts continuing to do what he has done against Steve Spagnuolo. And this is kind of a danger zone for Kansas City, right? They were the only team in the AFC West to lose last week. Everybody else in that division won. You don't want to start 0-2 if you're Kansas City. It sounds crazy to even say that, right? That we're talking about this, but this is the reality that we now live in. Now, if you are a Chiefs fan, I will say this. There's something to rest your laurels on, or your hopes, I should say. Patrick Mahomes has never lost 3 straight games in the NFL, including playoffs, anything, which is crazy to say, but it's true. And the Chiefs are 4-0 and average 33.5 points per game with Mahomes after back-to-back losses. So maybe they're due for a breakout. And by the way, one of those games came against the Eagles, and Mahomes threw 5 touchdown passes in week 4 of 2021. So if you're looking for some positives, if you're a Chiefs fan, there is definitely that. And look, you're never going to count out Patrick Mahomes, right? But the reality of the situation is nobody can do everything by themselves in the NFL. Everybody needs help. And I just wonder if right now the Chiefs are down some weapons going up against the world champs who are going to get up for this game. It's a tall task for me. If I had to pick, I'm going to pick the Philadelphia Eagles. They just seem like they're the more poised team. They're the more talented team right now for sure. And their quarterback seems to have the number of the opposing defensive coordinator, which is crazy to say, but sometimes, styles make fights, as they say. And maybe for whatever reason, Jalen Hurts just, he's got the antidote to Steve Spagnuolo's defense. We will find out, but it's going to be a Super Bowl rematch that could see the Eagles go to 2-0, the Chiefs go to 0-2. It's a topsy-turvy world. It's raining cats and dogs. We'll see what happens, but I can't wait to watch it.